Hello people, welcome to Helen's Cuisine, and what I'm going to make today is a ham and cheese Bunt Croissant. Yep, a Bunt Croissant made out of ham and cheese, and the ingredients are going to be 2 large eggs, butter to lightly butter, as you see my bun pan, some grated or shredded cheese of your choice. Right here I have queso fresco, 1 large tomato. I got about a half a cup of chopped cilantro, and I went to the local market and I picked up some longaniza, which is like chorizo, but it's longaniza. And the reason why I'm putting longaniza in is so that I don't get all the oils dripping through the pastry, because regular chorizo will get watery and run through and make the pastry weak, and this is more like solid, so that's very important. And I also have about 2.5 cups of chopped ham. I'm not going to use it all, I don't think. And I have 2 chopped chilies. Of course, we're gonna need our salt and our black pepper and our already made pastry sheets. They're little squares, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer the bundt cake right there. Okay, as you can see, these are like square and short, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to like kind of stretch it out. Don't move the camera long. I stretch it out a little bit longwise, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it down like that. It don't matter if it doesn't cover over here, because I can always get what's left and wrap it around. So you're just gonna keep putting it one after another, and as you go layering them, it's very important you use a little bit of your egg wash to like seal it so that none of the flavors or the ingredients come out dripping. So always make sure when you overlap your pastry dough, make sure that you egg wash it before laying the other piece of pastry dough. That way it can stick, okay? Okay, as you can see, I already covered the whole pan, the bundt pan. I already covered it all up, and that's what we want. We want it to be completely covered. And I also lined it with, I also brushed on some egg wash. And no, I didn't use the whites from the egg only. I used the whole egg because I'm going to use the remaining of the egg. So that's the reason. I know people usually use just the yolk, not the yolk, the whites, the egg whites, when they do the egg wash. But on this recipe, I used the whole egg, because I'm going to use the remaining over there. So then next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in our first ingredient, which is the ham. We're going to go ahead and line it up. Okay, we got our ham in there nice and evenly. We don't want to put too much, for the reason that we don't want it to be too heavy. We don't want it to be too heavy and then it not turn over and open up the way it's supposed to. So that's the reason why we don't want to put in too much. And if you have excess pastry dough hanging over, just get it and throw it forward, and when it bakes, you'll be surprised how pretty it's gonna look. You're gonna go ahead and just flip it over like this, just for now, so that it's not in your way. This is just for now. And remember, you're gonna put a nice little layer of your ham, and then the next ingredient we're gonna put in is going to be our cheese. We're gonna put it evenly amount also. Okay, I put the cheese in. Remember, all your liquid ingredients, you're gonna put them in last. That way they don't soak down to the bottom quick and make you don't want it to make a drippy mess through the pastry dough. So right about here, I'm going to go ahead in the middle of my layers. I'm going to add some black pepper to give it some flavor. And on top of the black pepper, I'm going to lay my chili slices in there, like in the middle. Yep. Just spread them all out. You don't have to put chili if you're not a chili eater, but in my family, we eat lots of chili, so, and we'll still probably put some in our plate after we serve it. So see, I didn't even use all these chilies. It was 2 of them. See, I still got a few little pieces left for whoever wants them. Now I'm going to add my chopped up cilantro. Okay, now I'm going to add in my chorizo longaniza. Okay, so here's my chorizo longaniza. What I did is I sliced it open with the scissors. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up like that. And I'm just going to take the pieces and spread them around. And I'm not putting a lot of this. This is not that oily like regular chorizo. This is more solid. And I'm only putting a little just to give it like a flavor. You can make this at night, and then you could put it in your oven, put it in your refrigerator, put it in your refrigerator, and then you could pop it in the oven for breakfast. And it makes a really great warm breakfast, especially in the winter. Okay, and by the way, I forgot to mention to you guys, it's not going to be heavy for this because remember, it's a bundt cake pan, and underneath all these ingredients is going to be the top of it. When I flip it over, it's going to be the top. So the part we have to secure well is going to be the top layer right here after we finish putting in our ingredients. So anyways, I already put in the chorizo. Now I'm going to put in some chopped tomatoes. It's 1 tomato, a large tomato that I chopped in squares. So I'm going to go ahead and put in just a few. You don't need that much tomato. Okay, so there's my tomato. You see that? It's looking nice, ain't it? Okay, now right about here, the egg that I had earlier, I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put a little bit of salt because I haven't put salt in it yet. Okay, so here's my egg. I'm not going to stick a whole lot of egg. This is actually just 2 eggs. This is going to help stick all my mixture together while it's baking. And I only put salt in it, very little, because your chorizo already has salt in it. Your cheese has salt in it. So we don't need all that salt. Okay, I think that's all the egg I'm going to put in. It was 2 eggs, but I'm not going to put the whole eggs. You might want to use 2 small eggs. All I had in my fridge was the large egg, so that's why I had left over. And I'm going to top it off with a little bit more ham because ham is what we're targeting on this recipe. Okay, so there we go. And after you do that, you can start folding over. We could start folding over the, what the hell, we'll put some more ham. And nothing tastes better with the ham, but a little bit more black pepper. If I had pineapple, I'd even put pineapple in this recipe, but I didn't buy none. So anyways, once you do this, make sure it's all incorporated evenly. You're going to flip these pieces over like this. See, that's why I was telling you it wasn't even important how it looked. because it's gonna look sloppy at first, but it really makes no difference. You're gonna pull them like that. Okay. Then with the rest of your egg wash that you had left over, we don't waste nothing here. We're gonna go ahead and drizzle some on the top, all over, because we're gonna put some more pastry. It don't matter if it gets all over the place, don't worry about that. This is gonna be the bottom part of the blunt croissant that we're making, ham and cheese blunt croissant that we're making here. This is going to be the bottom part, so we need to secure it well so that when we